branded or be stranded. I heard that quote before and I really didn't understand it. So I wanted to talk to you about branding and understanding branding, especially as a new business owner. Okay, I started working on this project for a couple of weeks now, and I'm working on my branding. And so I wanted to come to you to see how well you're doing with your branding. So, first, let me just say that a brand is not just the logos, the taglines, the colors, and the different type of symbols and stuff that you put on your brand. It's the customer's experience, right? And how they associate you with a certain brand. And it's also about the value that your customers gain from your brand. It delivers certain expectations to help you become more memorable and recognizable because it is associated with your logo, your tagline, your colors, and your graphics, and all of those elements. So, why should new business owners care about branding? Well, number one, there's a lot of people out there on the internet. And so you're not the only person out there making videos on the same topics that other people are making videos on. So it could be very noisy because, if there's some people standing on their head out there, and if you're not standing on your head, you may not even get noticed. And branding is about telling your story. So if no one knows your story, then why are they going to care about your story? You have to make people know who you are and your story, and that's a part of your brand. When you're branding, you need to figure out your story and how your story can capture people's attention. What matters to your audience and to your customers and to your community. And your story has to be something that you can tell over and over again, right? With my particular story, I talk about 13 years ago when I started my first online attempt at doing a business. And I had the platform, but I wasn't selling anything. I was giving information and I wasn't being consistent going into the platform and engaging with the audience as well as I could have. And so because I was working full time, I would start and stop and start and stop. And up until very recently, I said, well, you know what? Before I retire, because I'm getting close to retirement age, let me try to do something else. Okay. And so I came across this program that is actually a training program in digital marketing to help me understand and give me the foundation of entrepreneurship and how to really start a business online. Also, branding is about knowing who your audience is, right? Because if you don't know who your audience is, who are you telling your story to? Who are you talking to? What do they need from you, right? So we also know that branding is a tagline, right? So my tagline for my business, the name of my business is Beam Them Up, and my tagline is Beam Works, Make the Dream Work. Okay, and I created this back in 2011 because there was the whole thing about the 2012 end of the world and all of this, and I wanted to level up, and I wanted to make sure that I was on a high vibration. And so Beam Them Up was the only name that I could come up with. It wasn't very creative, but it was a name that resonated with me at the time because I just wanted to get it out there. And I had a logo. My logo was just a bee, and I actually changed my logo. So now my logo is a caterpillar on a branch turning into a butterfly. And I thought that was very significant in how I started my business because I was like a caterpillar. I got stuck and I was just in this bubble and I didn't move forward. I didn't move backwards, but I didn't move forward. And so now I see that the consistency is helping me to move forward, to turn into that butterfly, to be that better person. Logos are important, taglines are important, right? Because your tagline is telling a story, right? It's grabbing attention and it allows you to get across certain information that maybe even your logo won't say, right? And it helps people not to work too hard so they can understand. So even when I was doing this, I mean, I don't know, beam work makes the dream work. I don't know if that even means anything to anyone else, but that was the mindset that I had back then when I created the name of my business and the tagline. Logos, of course, are important because it also jogs your memory so that you can remember a person, right? Or remember the brand. And it generates feelings about the brand. Like, so your initial contact with the brand, how did it make you feel? Right? So it's like someone that's seeing a video and they see your logo, they know, oh, okay, I remember that logo. I may not remember the person, but I remember that logo. And it helps the viewer to be reminded of who you are, right? And it cuts through the clutter. Oh, okay, I remember her. I remember that logo. Okay, let me listen. I like what they said the last time, or I didn't like what they said. So it's making your story and your brand more explicit. Okay. And logos tell you exactly what the business is about or what your brand is about. Branding is also a feeling, right? You feel something when you interact with a brand. So for me, like I want my brand to be positive vibes. If you look at the back of my wall, you see I have a lot of positive affirmations because I know that in life sometimes you need some encouragement, you need some inspiration. And so I try to surround myself with positive thoughts and positive vibrations. And so that's what I want to bring to other people. And finally, brands are about being on repeat, right? So I know I had took a course and someone was saying, well, how do you know about Maxwell House? And this is an old brand, right? And they said because Maxwell House, their tagline is good to the last drop. And they have a coffee cup. So you know what it is, right? And so when you hear good to the last drop, you're going to think of Maxwell House or just do it. You see the Nike little symbol, you know that's Nike, right? Or the apple, you see the apple, you know what that is. Branding is about telling your story over and over, being consistent with the story and the look of your whole platform. And so your audience will know as soon as they, excuse me, as soon as they see your brand, they know what it is. They know what they want. They know what you have to offer, right? And they know why your business matters to them. So remember, a brand has a story and a tagline that are compelling and relevant to your audience. They have a logo that conveys the story without words, and they have the ability to get your audience to respond to the logo and brand with a certain feeling. And it's consistent over and over and over again. I hope that that helped you getting a little more clarity about branding. Okay, so you're not stranded. And if you're new, it's not, your brand is not going to just come just like that. You know, it takes work, it takes effort, and it actually takes time. These big corporation brands didn't just happen. We know about them because we hear it all the time, right? On repeat, we listen to stuff and we're hearing ads about their brand. So it gets ingrained in our memory. So we know who they are and what they're about. So the same thing with small businesses. When you constantly put your brand out there, when you're constantly telling your story, then people get to know who you are and what your brand is all about and how they can utilize whatever it is that you're offering, right? And the value that you're bringing to them as well. So until next time, this is Being the Monk. My name is Monica Renee. I want to thank you for visiting my channel. Please hit the like, subscribe, share, and comment button, and let me know what you think. Bye-bye.